Hi everyone, welcome to the CWV Writing Clinic. I'm Dr. Deb, and I'm excited to share with you some writing tips and tools for Christian Worldview 101. These are crucial when you are doing the assignments. First of all, read the topic materials. Read it. Or if you have trouble or a disability where you might not be able to sit and read for an extended period of time, we have audiobooks, we have videos that go with it. If you are a visual learner, just take the time to ingest the material before you answer any of the questions. So read, and then after you've ingested the material, however you ingest it, listening, reading, think about it. Just take the time to think on what you are listening to, what you're reading, what you are understanding. Think on it. Just take a minute. Take a couple of minutes to think about it and think how it all works together. And if you have questions about something, go back to the material that you have questions on. So it's very easy to just read over something. I've done it so many times. I read it and then I was like, whoa, wait a minute, what did I just read? Or what did I just listen to? And then I go back to it and then I'm like, oh, okay, that makes more sense. And you're making the connections there. So read, think. And then after you've done that, close out the book or the screen or the phone, whatever you have been reading from. Close it out. Get rid of it. Don't use it. Don't open it. Close it. Because when it is closed, you're less likely to unintentionally plagiarize from whatever source you're using. Sometimes I get a lot of students that use the topic overview or the textbook, but there are too many words from the source without proper citation or proper quotes. So it's unintentional plagiarism. The best way is to close it out and then just answer from your heart. Answer the questions. It's fine to answer the questions or write. If you're doing this for the essay, just write what you know and then kind of go back later and then insert the citation as to where you got that information. So you can do that either the whole assignment or you can do that section per section, whatever works the best. But when you are writing, close out whatever source you are using and just write from your heart. Some students are like, well, if I can't use this, how can I write professionally? Just write. I'm not asking for you to write at a graduate level. I just want to hear your heart. I want to hear that you're processing the material. I'm not going to count down on word use, like if you're not using the correct terminology, unless it's something that is totally off base. If you decide to use the word, let's see, uh, represented or stood for, and you're not using the word embodiment, I'm not looking for that kind of thing. I am just looking for your heart, how you would present it in a way that you understand it. I hope that makes sense. So close that out. And then after that, write. Take the time to write. Again, like I mentioned earlier briefly, you could either use the voice to text tool. One student of mine said, I started using the voice to text tool and it has just totally changed my writing. So she just talks it out as if we were having a conversation. If you and I were sitting together and we were going over the assignment and I asked you these questions, how would you respond? That's the idea for the assignment. And after you've written it out, that's when you go back and you do the editing. You add the citations as to where exactly you got that idea from, because every idea that you're presenting that is not from your original thoughts, your mind, if you didn't create it, if let's say, for example, the idea of theistic evolution. Even though you might believe it, it doesn't mean that it started or originated from you. You're going to cite the place where you got the idea from, and that would be, even though the textbook didn't originate that idea, it is presenting it and it is telling you about it, and it's got supporting detail as to the books and the places where it came from. So you can just cite the textbook or the topic overview and you'd be fine. So, like, that's the same for belief systems when you are talking about your beliefs. For example, if I say that I believe that Jesus is the Son of God and I am a Christian, and for me to be a Christian is to follow Christ, I could integrate the verse that says, "Follow me as I follow Christ," or John 3:16, "For God so loved the world that he sent his only begotten Son, that whoever believes in him should not perish but have everlasting life." So that's John 3:16. I could bring that into it and just put a John 3:16 because that's a core verse. So in that way, I'm going back in, I'm looking over what I've written, I'm refining it, and I am editing what I need to edit, what I need to fix, what I need to update, and what might be repetitive.